see if this will work. Yeah, that'll work better. Alright. Now I can stick it up there. That's good. Sorry, guys. Every time I think I'll get these things correct, I don't. So, today, I find it easier for me to do a live stream than it is to try to render it. Man, this hair looks funky on camera because it's got a little bit of gray hair up there, but whatever. But today I wanted to go through storage options from Walmart. Okay, they have these very inexpensive dryish. I won't say dry boxes because these aren't dry boxes. They are water resistant boxes. They may have a some sort of gasket on it, but it really is kind of not a dry box in the sense that if you submerge it, will it keep the things dry? Yeah, to some extent it will, but I'm not exactly sure whether or not it will suffice. I know it won't suffice as a dry box itself, which is vastly different than what we have here. So let me do a couple things here, and of course my computer locks up. It's an old beast. It's an old beast, which is okay. I don't. What you talking about, Willis? So, man, this thing is really not doing well today. Okay. I don't know why. Whatever. Okay. I can do that. And then... Yep. Okay, cool. Sorry. Okay, now I can switch. Yep, now I can switch stuff. And I can see the comments. Because on the phone, for some reason, I'm not sure why I can't see the comments on the phone. Okay, that's what I want. And then I can go over to... I have two accounts, so yes, I can do thusly. Sorry. I thought I had it set up, but just as I went live, the computer just decided to take a dump. So, okay, cool. And then I'm going to turn this all the way down so we don't get weirdness happening. What's going on, Campbell? How are you, Nick? All right, so today what I wanted to talk about, sorry for getting all this stuff not set up sooner, are these Walmart, okay, dryish boxes. This happens to be, this just happens to be the three sizes. They make actually 4 of them, okay, so this is the, they make a cell phone one, so this is the small. This is the medium, and this is the large. Not too much, Nick. I'm trying to crank out some content, and the only way I can do it with any type of frequency is these live feeds, because for some reason my computer, my cell phone, which is there, I try to upload it to Google Drive to download it onto my computer, but for some reason it won't allow me to change it from a QuickTime into iMovie 09. So I'm still working through it. But today what we wanted to talk about were these boxes. Okay, so what it is, here, let me take the contents out. So what you have on this small box, okay, this is not the cell phone. They have a cell phone one, so it has a pretty good lock. I'll take the knife out. But these are very handy. So what you can see on there, okay, it's actually on this side, is there's a little gasket there. Okay, it's just meant for compression. It's not meant for, it's to seal out a little bit of water. It's not, you know, I've gotten them wet and I've chunked them in the, dryish. And I've dunked them in the water. And I've actually chucked these in the water to see what they will do. And it kept the contents dry. So let's go into the box just a little bit. It is just a standard hardish plastic. So if you go to try to put any type of shock on the case itself, it's just going to break. It's not glass reinforced, but it is very, 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 very sturdy so far as its construction, so far as is that way. When you get these, this will come with a hard plastic tether with this ring. I don't like that. I choose to use paracord, and I use it in a very bright color so that I can easily manipulate it any which way I can. I can go in a pack and put an identifier on here, and with this orange line I can see it rather quickly. Yes, it is good for screws and such like that, but I actually use it when I go hiking and camping. So it has a very decent amount of volume to it. This one is very handy. I've used all of these boxes several times. It does have a metal, there is a metal hinge, metal rod that's in there. Okay, I don't know if you can see the metal rod that's in there. It's a plastic hinge. There is no stop on it, so it will open all the way up. Is it possible to break this? Yes. This was $8. Okay, it's not a Pelican case, which is vastly more expensive. But again, what I wanted to do with these cases is I wanted to see just how good they were. I didn't want to know how bad they were, because I know that they won't ever go up to the abuse that the Pelicans were. But also the Pelicans are 60, 70 bucks. This was like $8. And it does exactly what I want it to do. I put my wallet in here. I put all kinds of change. It's easy to see through. Okay? I can see through them, which makes the contents, okay, in here very easy to see. And this is a huge thing that I like more than so. I'm amazed at how much I use this size. This is about almost perfect for your EDC, okay, your everyday carry kind of stuff. The only thing left in here is this little I don't know if you can see this is K-bar. This is my little friend. This comes in this little pouch, and it's very, I love this little knife, and I use it a lot. But I use it to stick the items that are closest to me, that I need quick access to, that I can just pull this out. I have one hinge, and away I go. This works extraordinarily well, and I'll tell you the thinking behind getting these boxes, and I'll tell you in a couple minutes. Let's go to the medium size kit. Okay, so the medium size kit, you'll notice that this gasket was black. This one is white. Okay, you can see the gasket there through the clear see-through plastic. Again, I took the plastic thing off and I attached paracord, orange paracord, and then I can attach an identifier to here where I can easily stick it in a pack or a bag or anything like that, pull it out, and use it really quickly. This one comes with two latches. Okay, they're very firm. It's not like, you know, just flip it open. And again, okay, it opens all the way up on itself. Has a metal bar for a hinge. Okay, and this one I use for kind of backups. Compass. If you guys don't use a compass, you should be using a compass. You should know how to land navigate. Mojo bar. Did it? No. Oh, did I? No. No, 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 no. No, I didn't. Maybe. A buck. That's where that dollar went to. You'd be amazed at what you can do for a dollar. What you can do with a dollar. Floss. Floss is quite possibly, which is pretty amazing. Floss. Look up on the internet and find out how many uses there are for dental floss. You'd be amazed. I have used dental floss for more than just, you know, flossing your teeth. And I find out that 90% of the time, the creature comforts that you take when you go home of flossing your teeth, of washing your hands, of just doing basic stuff will help your outdoor trips so much better than you ever had. But floss is amazing, the stuff you can do with it. Tying stuff off, you can use it. This happens to be wax mint. So you can actually use unwaxed, unflavored, okay, wax as fishing line. It works great. This happens to be mint, so I won't use it for fishing line. And there's a reason why this is mint, because I don't want to have fishy hands while I'm trying to mess with this stuff. I always carry a couple different lights. Now you'll notice this one, okay, this is just a backup. This is a crap light. That I got, and I think the battery, yeah, the battery's done on it. I just have to get a new battery for it. But I always have 3 or 4 flashlights around. And this is a neat little, I forgot where I got this one from. Where did I get this from? This is an optical zoom, so you can change the beam by how you change this optical, okay, this bezel. You'll notice that the lens is beveled, okay, and it's just a magnifier that's on there. It's a very cheap light, and it does have a DNA collector on there, which is a crenulated bezel. It does glow in the dark, okay, when you flash a light on it, it does glow, but only after you flash a light on it. Has a fairly decent belt clip, but again, I forgot where I got this. This is Blue Line. It's a decent light. It's okay. It's not any big thing. Now the big thing that I carry, and I'm always a proponent for it, are rechargeable cells. Okay. These go into my other lights that I can't currently find because, well, you know how kids are. Okay. So these are 123As. And those are charged, and this is an 18650 cell, which goes into this light, which we'll talk about in a minute. So this 18650 cell, okay, I always carry 2 or 3 with me. This is a quick boo-boo kit. Okay, it just is a boo-boo kit. I don't even know what's in here. Yep. Antiseptic, couple band-aids, some tape, 4x4, which you always can need. You'd be amazed what you can do with a 4x4. And away you go. And it goes in the proverbial driest bag of all, which is the Ziploc. You'd be amazed at what you can get through the Ziploc. And then I take this, okay, and I pull all the air out of it as much as I can. Okay. Tissues. Got to have the tissues. Hey, look, another dollar. Holla. Making money on this one. Wow. Holla at your boy. All right, so what's the other thing? Now, I have, where is it? I think it's in, I forgot which bag it's in, but this is a flint and steel. Okay, this is the fire starter. I got this. It's on a necker, so as I'm at camp, you can pull that up and you can adjust it to your liking. Okay, but this is the flint. Okay, this happens to be a ferrule rod. I can use it with this little knife. Okay, use the back end and then you can flint the steel. This just doesn't have a sharpened, I mean, if I probably use the sharpened edge, it will work. But I use a different, this is kind of a back seat knife. But this is a good size. It, you know, I can see you like Mr. Green Jeans, if anybody remembers Mr. Green Jeans. So you'll notice on this one that the gasket, okay, is on the lid. It's not on the body. I don't know. That's just where they happen to put it. So it will hold a fair amount of stuff, and it will keep it dry. You know, if you're hiking or doing whatever, it is, you don't want to kind of hike with these all that often because you do have a weight penalty. But if you are, I'll tell you the reason why I bought them in a second. And I'll tell you why. Okay, so that one's done. Okay. Alright, so that's the medium box. I will take this one out. Take all this crap out of here. Okay. This happens to be one that my daughter had confiscated. So if you have a small tablet, that's exactly what this is designed for. Holla for your dollar. Okay, so this one, whoops. Holla. Okay, so this one comes with a little kind of suspension system in there. You put your screen up against there, okay? It will fit your small tablet. It won't fit the iPad. It won't fit the big iPad, okay? So that's a Gen 2 iPad, okay? But if you have a smaller pad, it will fit in there, and it does have this little suspension that's in there. That's good. Again, it has this one happens to be gray. I think this one was, I don't remember, like $13? Maybe 20. Maybe 20. I don't remember. But they were dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap. They're dirt cheap. And if you have just everyday kind of stuff that goes in there, it's good. If you have super valuable electronics, I don't think I would trust this to it. Maybe, I don't know. But it does come with the corners with the bumpers on it. It is not really good at shock resistance. So this is just kind of a static box. You're not putting any real huge trauma to the box itself. Now, why did I buy these boxes? I gotta put my flaps back in there because I find out that I leave stuff out and then I start to pack it and I'm like, where did that stuff go? Well, that stuff is still where I left it. So why did I buy these boxes? Well, one was for curiosity, and two was I ran on an ambulance for the better part of about 10 years. And near where I am is a stream, is the gunpowder. And a lot of people from the city would come up on a Saturday or Sunday and want to go tubing. Well, the problem with the stream is 56 degrees. Now, at that temperature, a lot of people don't understand what shock does to the system. So they'll come up in bikinis and flip-flops and all that kind of stuff, and it's wonderful, and they rent a tube, and then they get on the stream, and then they find out just how freaking cold it is. So you sit your butt in this tube, and you're literally, one of the worst places that you can lose heat is your genitalia. It will suck out and shock your system faster than almost as fast as putting your head underwater. So what I found out from a lot of people, almost every tuber that we have ever had to encounter, were a couple things. One, they didn't know their area. They had no idea where they were on the stream, how far to go down the stream, where the next pull-off was. I mean, we ran into people that would park their car in one place at their drop-off place, and instead of going downstream, they would go upstream where they thought it was. They got completely turned around. So their car was in the absolute opposite direction, which was awful. So they would be tubing all day, probably having a couple drinks, a lot of drinks, and they would get down about halfway down to where they were. And you'd have these shoals where the stream would be real shallow. So you'd have to get up out of there and walk into a deeper part to tube down even further. Well, they didn't understand that the stream ran a lot slower than what they had expected. So they get there about 2 o'clock, and they're expecting to tube till about, maybe 3 or 4. When 6 or 7 o'clock rolls around and they're still not at their rendezvous point, or they are not at where they need to be, that's a big issue for them. I wonder why I'm getting a rolling screen here. Okay, good. So they would get to a rendezvous point of where they thought they were, and they wouldn't be where they are. So they would really freak out. It would be at the end of the day. The sun was rolling down, especially in the summer, where it's 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, and they were supposed to be back at, say, 4:30, 5 o'clock. So you would have people, inevitably, that were supposed to meet them, and they're not there 3, 4 hours later. So they would freak out. So inevitably, what would happen is almost 95% of the time, two things happen. One, their cell phone is dead. Okay? 2, no cell phone reception, because you got to remember the stream is at the lowest part and they're in the woods, so the cell phone reception is really bad. So every time that we would do that, I would say to people, go out and get one of these dry boxes. Go out and get one of these. And what would you do with it? And I would go to them and I would say a couple of things. This is what you should at least do before you tube. That's the whole reason behind these boxes. Before you go to tube, down any river, any place, know your area. Know it. Know it like nobody's business. Okay? Tell somebody. So, know your area. Tell somebody other than in your party. Because they'd say, oh yeah, I told somebody. They're on the river too. Well, that doesn't do you any good. So, know your area. Tell somebody other than your partner. Okay? Other than the people going with you. Okay? 3, have an expected date, a time of arrival. I'm going to be from here to here. And it's going to be between a 2-hour window. Because 9 times out of 10, what would happen was, we had people that were on the river, and their loved ones are like, they were supposed to be back hours ago. We don't know where they are. Well, there's come to find out that the people in the river, they either one of 2 things. 1, just didn't even pay attention to time. Or 2, they had gotten off of the river and tried to hike down the path, not knowing where they were. Again, know your area. Because it's as rescue personnel, we don't know where you are, so we have to put tons of personnel up. Helicopters, there's a lot of people that are in the area, in the air. Lot of people, a lot of support that are in there to try to find, you know, Aunt Susie, who was drinking on the thing, and she didn't meet up with the other people. Well, she got cold and decided to get off the river and then walk back. Well, she's the only one back at the cars, or she got all combubulated on the trails. So, know your area. And so when help comes, there's cross streets, okay, that we have to go. And we have to put personnel, okay, at the end route where you're supposed to be, okay, and at every other street intersection, and enough crews to go in both directions so that we can hit it at four. So if we have a cross street here, we would have to put personnel that could go in like this and also out to the next cross street. So there's a lot of personnel. There's a lot that goes on. So when you see a rescue going on, there's a lot of logistics. So you have to prepare yourself, and this is one of them. This size or this size, okay? And what do you pack in it? Why do I talk about, keeping these? Well, 9 times out of 10, people will put their cell phone, okay, in a Ziploc bag, and if it's not closed all the way, it's going to get wet. Phone's no good. This is a better, drier option, okay? 2, keep a spare battery with you, okay? These things are so cheap. Make sure it is also charged up. You're the one that's on the stream that has to, self-extricate yourself. You put yourself into a situation that you should feel that obligation to get yourself out. So make sure that you're prepared, okay? Know your area, know your time, alleviate somebody else. Take measures in case your cell phone dies, that you can take a cord, okay? There's ways to, okay, charge it up. And then here's a USB cable so that you can charge your phone. So you can stick your phone in this case with this battery, charge it up, and if you run out of battery on your phone, you have an existing power source. Secondly, you want to make sure that you dress warmly enough. How many times have I run into people with hypothermic issues? About 100% of them. Because they're tired, they're hungry, they've been drinking all day, not eating all day, don't know where they are, completely afraid, which they should be because they don't know where they are. Okay? So make sure that you also know how to ground navigate. Okay? Take a bearing of where you're going and of where you should be. Heck, if anything, take a GPS coordinate on your phone. It will tell you exactly where you are in time, space, so when you drop your cars off, my car that I'm supposed to meet up with is at the street. No, make sure you know where the street is. Just don't say it's over the bridge. Well, folks, there's a bridge at every stream crossing that you... How many times have I heard that one too? Well, gee, it's at that bridge. It's at that metal bridge. It's at that... Well, there's 4 of them. There's 4 of them. So, good to know on your phone. Go and hit the... where am I? Oh, I'm on Macemore Road. Okay, I'm at the Macemore Road Bridge. That's where we started out, and we're at Big Falls is where we should be. Okay? Well, if you're 2 or 3 cross streets thinking that you're at that bridge where the car should be, and you're only halfway through the trip, that's a problem. That's an issue. So make sure that you're prepared for this. Stick your phone in here. Stick an extra battery in here. Put some snacks in here. You'll notice that I have... this just happens to be a Mojo bar. But keep something at least to snack on, because when you are cold and hungry, your brain shock to their system from temperature, that's why they drown, because they can't grab the life ring. You know, the practice is to put your arms through the ring, because you won't be able to grasp it because your hands just won't work. And when they try to pull it, there's nothing in there, because the body is trying to protect the brain and is trying to protect the heart and the lungs. That's where all that heat wants to stay. So carry an extra power source. Bring a cord. How many times have I seen people that bring the battery but forget the cord? Bring the cord. Okay? Take an extra knife with you. Okay? You will never understand what it is that if you are on the trail and you go out and you decide that you're going to get out. Well, what's the only way that people will understand which way you are going? Okay? You take your tube, your raft, whatever it is. Okay? That is a great way of identifying yourself. You cut a piece, okay, and you attach it to a tree, to something like that that's easily accessible. So when somebody comes up and they see a big scratch on the ground, okay, and then they also see a piece of a raft or of a tube that shouldn't be there, okay, great. We're on the right path. They're going the wrong direction, so I can catch up with them now. So you want to make sure that you carry a knife so that you can take that tube, okay, that is a lifeline for you, cut it up into pieces. I mean, hell, you can even cut it in half and use it as some type of drape over your head. If it's raining, on your shoulders to kind of keep you a little warm. Cut off a little piece to keep markers on there. Also, scratch in a very deliberate way with a stick or with a knife, something wide enough that says, my arrow is here. Okay? So it tells the rescuers or anybody else in your party that I'm going this way. Okay? Carry a watch. Always carry a watch. So you can write the time down. That's a big thing. If you go hiking out there, you put the arrow in, you can scratch on there, gee, it was 11:33 when I got out of the trail. Okay, so as a rescuer, you can say, oh, good, it is 11:40, so they're just up the street. Okay, when they go along the trail and they stop seeing those markers, you want to put those markers down about every 25 feet or so. And you'll say, wow, that's not very far. When you get on a trail like this, 25 feet is a lot of space. So be able to cut whatever your floating device is so that people will understand, oh, that's their raft. They're going in this direction. Okay? They have a power source. Even though that you even have a power source, doesn't mean that you can get out through there. So that was the reason behind all of these boxes, so that I could show people who go out on the river, you know, you may want to be able to keep something that will keep your stuff dry, that you can keep a lot more stuff, because, gee, you're in a bikini and shorts, you can't carry anything with you, and you're going to hold your cell phone up all day? No. Carry something that will keep the stuff dry, that you can keep snacks in, that you don't have to rely on your best buddy, because I tell you, I can't tell you how many times that we have run into people that say, oh yeah, my friend has all the water, or my friend has all the snacks. Well, where's your friend? I haven't seen them in an hour. Doesn't do you any good. So be able to be self-sufficient. Okay? Be able to help yourself. Now, what's the other big thing that people 99.9999% fail to do? They fail to take lights with them. Okay? You'll notice that I have tons and tons and tons of lights. Okay, that's this one that I carry. This one, battery. Okay. And exercise them. Okay. Make sure that before you go out, that your batteries are good. Make sure that the switches work. Okay. These are a couple ones. Okay. I got these. These just happen to be magnetic. I got for Christmas. These are really kind of handy. And make sure you carry spare batteries in here. Remember? Spare batteries? Okay, for all of these things, I carry spare batteries. Why is there no AA that's in here? You know why? Because this was the spare. Now that I've gone through this, I need to put in another AA spare that's in there. Okay? Be sure to keep yourself prepared. See, and this is the thing. See, I have a really wide, and as I, you really can't see it. You really can't see it. That's okay, though. Okay? So carry a couple of flashlights. Okay? Flashlight. Remember, the quickest way out of a situation is to be situationally aware. Okay? The people understand that you know what to do, where to go, and how to get there. And if they don't understand or know that, you should have a pre-plan with your people. And I've seen it so many times. The last one I saw was a group of 4. And the 2 girls that were on there were done. They were absolutely done. And they were almost on the borderline of hysterical because the one older aunt was there and the grandmother. Okay? And they were all separated. 2 girls, the aunt was one, and the grandmother was another, and then the 2 boys. Okay? And they were all separated from one another. They couldn't get any communications from one another. One, because nobody's phone worked. Okay? Because they were on the stream. When they got off of the stream and onto the road, they got some cell service, but they couldn't get a hold of anybody because, well, everybody was still on the stream. So, be able to be understood that when you come out on there, I can't get a hold of them. So I'm going to call my contact person from before the trip, okay, and say, hey, we're all right. We got we got misplaced from the group. We are on this street because my cell phone, all right, told me that I'm on Big Falls Road. So they can calm down and then they can call the other people. Or, if need be, call for emergency response. And don't wait to call for emergency response. So that's my big thing. That's my big thing. I also, which I'm out of, I typically carry with this is I carry about 75 feet of the plastic orange 1-inch tape. And we actually used it. I actually used it for my daughters. So we went out into the woods. And I said, I need you guys to get us out. And the only way that we knew how to get out and be able to retrack where we were was the orange blazes. If something is tied on a branch that's orange that shouldn't be there, you know something is up. You understand something is up. Now, what will happen is as a rescuer, I will take those little pieces of orange thing and take them with me so that I know that if somebody comes back, oh, I put a little thing there. I don't see that now. That means that tells you, okay, I have somebody looking for me. So, carry knives, know how to use them, carry lights, carry backup batteries, have a plan. I know it sounds rudimentary and I know it sounds goofy, but have a plan. Have a plan with all your folks. You'll notice the difference between an organized trip that you go to pay for. There's always a safety briefing. There's always a plan that they lay out to you. And you're like, okay, yeah, whatever. This is a plan. So next time that you go out on there and you say, well, gee, well, let's just go down here. That's not a plan. So make sure you have a plan. Make sure other people know. Carry a dry box with you. This is $8 insurance. This is $8 cheap insurance that could save your life, in the sense that you don't need to call 3/4 of the search and rescue team. That you can self-extricate yourself and have a much more enjoyable time on the water, in the woods. It really is. So the last thing I wanted to get on, that I wanted to talk about, was my EDC light. Okay, this happens to be, and I have about, I don't know, 3 generations of it. I don't know which one this is. This is made by Claris. Okay, this is an XT11. It is beat beyond measure. I mean, I really truly flogged this thing. It is my everyday light. It is my everyday carry. Okay, does it seem a little big to you? Not to me. Okay, so this light is awesome. Any high performance light, okay, whether it's Surefire, whether it's any of the big name brands, this just happens to be a Chinese good brand, Claris. Okay, this is a rechargeable 18650 cell. Okay, get good cells. Okay, this is an older cell, but they work extraordinarily well. This one just happens to be full of soot because it was, I don't know where I got all that soot from, but you'll notice with these, okay, these high performance lights, we can take it all apart. You'd be amazed at this company Claris, okay, who they make flashlights for. They're a huge Chinese company. Okay, so you notice that there's a spring that's in there, okay, to help from the battery. There's no jostling around that's on there. Has a very deep reflector. This comes with a premium XL cream. I don't know if you can see it or not. Okay, this just happens to be a XL L2 U2 Cree LED light. It has a semi eggshell reflector. It does come with a DNA tester, okay, otherwise known as a crenulated bezel. I have it cranked down really tight. And it has a glass, okay, this is glass, lens on there. It is not an optical zoom, okay. This is a machined aluminum body, okay, with hard anodized, okay, to it. It does have, as you can see, all the gaskets that are on there. There's 2 for the head, 1 for the tail cap, okay. When you buy this light through them, they're at their 4th or 5th iteration, I can't remember. But they're all kind of the same. This Claris, they machine these to a very good tolerance. All of the checkering that's on here, all the, all this knurling that's on here is very good. So we screw this onto here, okay. Now, tail cap. Okay, the tail cap on this, the reason why I picked this light over anything is one of 2 things. One, you can see that there's a paddle that's right here. Okay, this paddle. This is a quick way of on, off, and if you hold it, it will go into strobe. Momentary contact switch here, or you can press it all the way on and it will go directly. Once the light is on, it will go to directly only. It starts out at the high output. The high output for this one is, I think, 800 lumens. It's blinding. Combat grip ring. This one, at this iteration, I think this is a Gen 2 or Gen 3. I don't remember. is aluminum. The first one that this came with was plastic. So what we do is, thusly, I put the battery in. It doesn't matter which way it goes on, and you'll notice that this has a smushy gold-plated, it's gold-plated, Holmes, gold-plated cap. Okay, so you'll notice that, okay, so you can slightly push the tail cap. I'm just slightly pushing the tail cap, okay, or I can get directly to strobe, okay, and if you hold it, it will, okay, that's, oof. Okay, so this combat grip ring is meant to grab the finger, okay, but there are a lot of guys that like to use, okay. The reason why I picked this more than anything, now you'll notice that there's no belt clip on here. Marble belt clips. So the reason why I picked this up is it's very tactile. Okay, it's either rubber or it is hard metal. So you'll notice that this is very easy to use. So if I have this at full capacity, okay, I will ramp through, I don't know if you can see that or not, okay, I will ramp through the power settings. And if I hold down that, I can get into what it's power settings. Hello, your real estate whisperer. How are you? Can't stay long. I just wanted to wish you a super special Wednesday. Yeah, baby. You too. I'm just going through dry boxes and stuff. So it's easier for me to post live feeds up than it is to try to edit stuff. So that's my EDC light. One of the other things that you should try to keep with you as well when you go out is cordage. I carry 550 cord, and the 550 cord I carry is in here. Okay. This just happens to be reflective. Again, I want stuff to be highly vis. So the highly vis stuff is either bright orange or it's reflective. I'm teaching YouTube to somebody. Yee. Hopefully their content's not that bad. So that's the dry boxes. I think I've kind of rambled on enough. I don't know how long this is. This is almost an hour about going on. So that's the dry boxes from Walmart. Go out and buy a couple of these sizes. They make one that I don't have for the cell phone. This is the small. Again, medium. And thirdly, large. This is what you keep your small tablet in. I wouldn't suggest taking your tablet on the river with you, or, you know, someplace where it's highly susceptible to whatever. But if you need to, take your stuff. They're inexpensive. They're cheap. They're not inexpensive. They're cheap. Okay? The difference between inexpensive is something that has very high quality for a very good price, or cheap, which is, let's see how far that we can, how inexpensively we can make it, or how cheap that we can make it. That's great, Max. Cool. And the drawing boxes will make the rest of your Wednesday super mega awesome. You are awesome. You're a real estate whisperer. If you're down in Ascension Parish, Louisiana, go see your real estate whisperer. She's cool. She's got really cool. Go check out her channel, Your Real Estate Whisperer. Your Real Estate Whisperer on YouTube. You can go and see her blog at yourrealestatewhisperer.com. She is a beast. She is an absolute beast. But so go check out those boxes on Walmart. go buy them. They're cheap insurance. The weight penalty is not so terrible. And the next live stream, probably tomorrow, tomorrow, we're going to talk about these. These little aluminum, okay, little carabiners, okay, by a company called Night Eyes, okay. These are some of the most handy little devices, and they have a bunch of handy little devices that you could find on the market. This is for people who don't like to tie knots, who it's super fast to open up in the sense of being able to get lines up for shelters and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's very cool. We will probably talk about these tomorrow. So have an awesome day. Sorry I rambled on for so long about these boxes and all that kind of stuff. It's not a, not a big thing, but it was fun. And that's the reasoning behind why I bought those boxes. And it's for a specific reason. And you can fit those into your everyday carry. Heck, you can put them in your car. Everybody wants to put a bug-out bag or a bailout bag in there, and they go, well, I got to buy this thing that's $200. No, you can get by with just inexpensive stuff that you can find at Walmart every day. So until tomorrow, guys, we're going to talk about these Night Eye products, and we're going to have fun about setting them up. So thanks, guys, for being able to join me on this live stream. I really appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.